Yeah, I mean, I'll send you.
like it here? It's really calm. Even the nutters. I mean, Mary, she's in the room next to mine. I never hear a peep out of her. I mean, sometimes she'll sidle up to me during a yoga class or something and she'll whisper, I'm not really supposed to be here. That's when you know, when someone tells you that they really, really, really are meant to be here. Mary's all right though. She just speaks to people who aren't there sometimes. And she likes to play this game with the newbies where she pretends she's in charge. Harmless though. I just like to keep my head down. Safer that way. I need to have those blinkers, you know, that horses have to keep them from getting scared. How did I get here? I took a bus. Yeah, sorry. Know what you mean. It's a bit personal, isn't it? We don't really know each other. How do you two get here? That's what they all say. Oh, sorry, Mary. Yeah, we're using this room. Yeah, I don't understand it either. They've got it all mixed up. Yeah. Topsy-turvy. That's Mary. Sorry, where was I? How did I get here? Did you know the world is getting better? We've got a lot to be happy about. Our lives are incredibly comfortable. Our grandparents had to go to wars and piss in a loo in their garden. I mean, my nan was one of 10, born in a slum in King's Cross. That wasn't that long ago. I mean, look at us now. Slum-free, with inside loos. Think about genome sequencing, the swift rollout of the vaccines. Extreme poverty is falling. Don't think about the cost of living. 90% of the world has electricity now. Don't think about the other 10%. The gender pay gap is closing. Very slowly. Guinea worm has nearly been eradicated, which is a good thing. But since I didn't know about it until I Googled ways the world is getting better, it's also sort of a bad thing because now I lie awake at night thinking about being in the 0.00000000001% of people who contract guinea worm. Do you know the symptoms of guinea worm? I've Googled them. The worm comes into the human body where it lives for a year, undetected, getting nice and fat and long, like a metre long. But the funny thing is you don't notice it. It happens so slowly. It starts off as a tiny harmless larva, just a bud of a thing, and then it grows, taking up space inside you, and you still don't see it for what it is. You carry on your life, just slightly impaired, and ain't there, a sting there, but you're managing. I mean, no one looking at you would spot a thing out of place. You're complacent. You and the worm coexist even though it's eating you from the inside out. You've got no idea. But the world is getting better. The world is getting better. Microchips are really small now. Bees! Think of the bees! Oh, they're great. They'll save us from this internet-powered ballet of doom. Friends in here? Not really. None from the outside either. Not because I went. No, they all went before that. Fuck 'em with friends like that. But then you start to question things in here. You lot call it growth. I call it bloody hard work. You start going over things, retracing your steps. You start questioning what you thought was reality and suspect there was another alternative reality lurking underneath, like parallel dimensions, like wormholes. So yeah, I mean, I had friends before, close friends. Oh, when we all used to get together, we used to talk for hours and not stop for breath. Oh, my girls, My ride or dies. I mean, I can hear them now. Anna, a goth, but a happy one. Merrily pansexual. Always carries around this giant backpack, but no one knows what's in it. Sade, married in her 20s, 2 kids by 27, CEO by 30s. I mean, wildly efficient, terrifyingly smart. Doesn't hate her husband, but sees him as increasingly irrelevant. And then there's Jess. Oh, my Jess. The rest of us met at uni, but me and Jess have been friends since school. It's hard to describe her. I know her so well, it's like describing a part of yourself. She's just fun. We giggle. We meet for lunch. Our offices are so close by, we can meet in the middle in 10 minutes. I do accounts for some big data company. No idea what they actually do. And I don't care. She's in advertising. She tells me all about her boyfriends. Oh, she gets so caught up with each one, even though they're so wrong for her. I say, be like me. I say, care a bit less. I mean, there'll always be men. They're half of the population. They're not bloody going anywhere. But she won't listen. She gets these sudden wild obsessions. She thinks that each new date could be the one. I'm not so quick to invest. I normally get to 3 dates, 3 fun dates before my calendar gets too busy and the conversation dries up. I mean, Jess is in such a rush. She treats dating like a job hunt with interviews and CVs. I mean, she can't hang out with a member of the opposite sex without fantasizing about baby names. It can't be good for her to spend so much energy on these men, but oh, that's the thing with her. Her heart's always open. There goes Tracy. All right. Tracy. She's all sexy and bulimic, like Angelina Jolie from Girl Interrupted. Glamorous, dangerous, great fluorescent nails. I mean, look at her. You can tell she was the sort of girl to drop everything on a Tuesday night, go dancing, rock up to the work the next day in yesterday's clothes change in the loos. Caring though, loyal. Doesn't make friends easy, but when she does, set for life. I mean, not now though, that's been beaten out of her. The problem with being aloof in a place like this is everyone just leaves you alone. That's why I keep trying with her, you know, in case she feels like saying hi back one day. So, yeah, wormholes. What, him? The first time, it's not that simple, is it? It builds up. Well, if he feels bad and acts a bit unreasonable, that's not, I mean, that's what everyone does from time to time. That doesn't mean he's... Yeah, sure. I don't really see, why. It's early days. We've been loved up and tucked under a duvet for 36 hours straight. We only leave the bedroom to scavenge cheese and crackers and order greasy noodles from the Chinese takeaway. It's hot between us. We keep complimenting each other on how good we are at sex. He's got this thin, boyish waist and these broad shoulders, which I'm obsessed with. I'm not too keen on his 90s throwback haircut. It's always flopping around in his eyes. And at first, I thought it was because he genuinely didn't care about how he looked. But then I realised it was carefully constructed to make him look like he didn't care, and that's a bit different, isn't it? I don't know if he's Mr. Right. We've not had much conversation to judge. But that sort of sex, oh, I mean, it has to mean something, doesn't it? When you feel that amazing, that connected. I mean, honestly, it's like movie sex. It's like a drug, except there's no come down. I'm telling you this because it's important information. I'm not just like bragging. People need to know that really great sex is possible, because I certainly didn't, not until him. Sex like that is very compelling, very Moorish, like cocaine, or Monster Munch. And of course, anything that makes you feel that amazing must have a downside. just like Monster Munch. So I'm suspicious. It must be a trick, mustn't it? I mean, I can't have met someone that makes me feel that amazing without there being something wrong with them. Anyway, we start to chat to fill in the time between sessions, and then we actually go out, like for dinner. He takes me to this cute little pizza restaurant around the corner from his house, where everyone knows him and they're all clapping him on the back, saying what a great guy he is. And then they all leave us to it. He holds my hand across the table. So, aw, thanks. You too. Nice to see you with your clothes on for a change. No, sorry, I didn't mean, you know, I like you with them off too. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I go to the gym around the corner, actually. Yeah, I started because I didn't like my arms, a bit self-conscious. Oh, well that's nice. That's really nice. It's not so much what he said, it's how he said it. He pays attention to things, and then when we next see each other, he repeats them, but with his own thoughts attached. It's like he's listening. That's new. And he saves me the last slice of pizza. And after that date, he turns up at the gym, you know, just to surprise me. He stood there with a banana and a cup of coffee, and even though I'm sweaty and exhausted, he says I look glowing. Glowing. He asks good questions. He spontaneously makes me tea. He turns up on time. I mean, it's good. We start to make these grand plans. Our future house will be around here, a little cottage, not on the main road, but not too far back. You can't walk to the station in 15 minutes. Our future dog will be an Australian cattle hound called Ramekin. We'll plant tulips in our front garden. I mean, it's all nonsense because we barely know each other, but it's also kind of sweet. Before I know it, a few weeks have passed and I suddenly start getting messages checking whether I'm still alive. I suddenly remember I have friends. So shagged out and feeling fine, I say, I'm gonna take a couple of days, I'm gonna go and see my girls, I go home happy, and we're out! Glad rags, cocktails, high heels, banging tunes. The drinks are flowing, I'm with my girls, and I feel, woo! And then suddenly he's there. That's a bit weird because I said it was a girls' night and then they all just showed up. Okay. Oh, I love this tune! Oh, I love this one. I love these ladies. When I'm with them, I don't want to be anywhere else. Oh, but he keeps coming over. We haven't been dating that long, so it's hard, you know, like to say fuck off. I mean, we have spent all week together, but I made it clear, so I'm pretty annoyed that he's even here. But I also fancy the pants off him, so it's difficult, isn't it? He starts grinding up behind me. I try to ignore him, but that doesn't work. My friend Jess goes in my ear, is this your new fella or some random? Random, I say. I'm not ready for them to meet him. I'm not even sure how I feel about him yet. I mean, it's just been a blur of sex. Really sexy sex. No, I mean, that's not enough. He could say something one day that absolutely just kills it. He's really hot though. No, no, no. I didn't invite him here. He's not getting to meet them, he has to earn it. Oh, he keeps edging around me like some lost dog. Why are you here? Coincidence. Of all the clubs in all of town, you stride into mine. Well, of course I still want to be with you, it's not that. He just storms off. I think he's misunderstood what I've said, that I've hurt his feelings, so I go after. I find him stood by the exit, all stressed and upset, and I feel like something is pulled inside my stomach and twisted. He says if there's even a chance I could love him, that I should leave with him right now. He's all anguished and desperate. I realise he really cares about me. It's more than shagging, apparently. I don't really understand why he needs me right now, but the girls won't mind if I leave. I mean, they've got each other, haven't they? They don't need me, but he clearly does. I mean, look at him. He's a mess. Just between us, I kind of like it. I send Jess a hasty text, Soz felt sick, gone home. I take him by the hand and I lead him outside. We find a bench to sit on. The wind from the Thames blows up all around us. It's the first time he isn't being strong. He's vulnerable. He tells me about when his dad left when he was 5, went to New Zealand, made a whole new life over there, new family, he was abandoned. He felt triggered, I guess, seeing me all independent and happy, even though he loves that about me. He says it's attractive. He's all soft and confused about it. It's okay, I'm here. Just breathe, just breathe. If I'm honest, I'm flattered I can make someone feel like that. Like my actions mean so much they can turn someone into a bit of a wreck. I have that power. He's shivering. I put my feather boa around his neck. He looks like a sad little parrot. When we get home, we have sex and it's meaningful, you know? Connected. He pulls me to him and hugs me tight. And he puts his hands around my face and kisses me tenderly, gently. And then he stares into my eyes and says, "You're so fragile. I feel like I could accidentally crush you." Oh. There's a woman in here, Leslie. Oh, you'll meet her if you stay for dinner. Oh, well, your loss is toting the whole and ice cream for Pud. Anyway, Leslie, she wears these amazing pantsuits. I mean, most people around here just wear athleisure. You know, I used to think it was called athleisure. Why would anyone wear sportswear to lounge around in? I didn't get it until I came here, and now I totally do. It's basically like saying to the world I could be exercising right now. I'm not. I'm sat in a comfy chair eating Jaffa cakes. But it could be. Any second now, I could just leap into action. I bet you think people don't get competitive in here. But Leslie and her suits, that's like she's saying to us, I'm different from you. I'm better. Work obsessed she is. When she first arrived here, she was midway through a work call. They had to sedate her just to prise the phone out of her hand. Leslie's all right, really. She grew up near me, actually. She's had this amazing career, been flown all around the world, whining, dining business class. She's got a flat in Chelsea now. Oh, I don't know. Something with money. I get to use my phone in here. I don't call anyone. I just keep Googling, going into the little wormholes in the abyss of the internet. I keep coming back to that page about the guinea worm. Once it gets to a certain size, once it's taken you over, you start finding yourself feeling listless. You're tired and in pain. You might not be able to do the things you once were able to do. The worm is stopping it, but you don't know it's the worm. You think maybe you're just getting old, maybe you're dying. The Prime Minister? Easy. That bigoted tosser. Oh no! No. It's the one after the erratic hay bale. The one that never did move his arms. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not very good with names. Has he? Yes! Yes! That's great news. So we have to do this. going over it all in order like this. Can't I just sign something saying, yeah, totally batshit crazy and be done with it? Yeah, I don't really see what it's got to do with Freddie. He's safe, he can't hurt Fred where he is, so... All right, all right. A year later, I'm engaged. Me, living the fairy tale. I see my friends envy. That's validating, isn't it? I worry how Jess will take it. She's the one that's wanted to get married since we were kids. I worry she'll think I won't deserve it because she's put all the effort in, so why me and not her, but... Oh, she's amazing. Oh, she's so happy for me. Oh, she tells me all about these things that I didn't know you had to think about, like playlists and colour schemes and cake. Oh, me and Jess do a lot of cake testing. And I start to see, what all the fuss is about. I get really excited and we start to look at caterers and venues, Jess and I start to get this picture in my head of the whole day, and it's just perfect. I made a Pinterest board. Look at these flowers. No? Well, they're peonies. Now, they're a tiny bit expensive, but it's our wedding day, so we're only going to do it once. Yeah, okay. Yeah, maybe just my bouquet. I mean, the venue's pretty enough without all the extra flowers. It would be OTT, wouldn't it? Yeah, probably got a bit carried away with Jess. I found the dream dress, though. Well, it's made of lace, handmade lace. Well, it is classic. Lace is classic. Well, what about if I pay? It's not emasculating. I pay for all my other dresses, why not this one? No. How about we knock the best man suit off the budget and we trim down the choice of mane, and then we can afford my dress. Oh my God, I'm not trying to show you up. And it just goes on for hours until I'm just done, I'm out. It was nice to imagine it with Jess, but I probably did get carried away with her ideas. It's better to save the money for a rainy day. So I tell my friends we want an intimate, exclusive feel. They look at me. You've changed. I nod. Yes, I have. I'm mature now. I understand that relationships are about hard work and compromise. Compromise. I keep compromising. I'm really good at it. Well, we don't need a big wedding, do we? We just need each other, a couple of witnesses, modest registry office do, that's best. Best for both of us. I mean, it's only one day. It doesn't matter, it's just material stuff. As long as we love each other, which we do. We did. Did we? I don't believe it. I'm getting ready for my hen. Oh, that is my thing. No compromise. I'm having everything I want. Maybe a year ago, I might have wanted some fancy do, cocktails on the top floor of Sushi Samba or something. But you grow up, don't you? Now all that matters is I get to be with my mates. Louise and Tina are preggo, so we keep it to a daytime at ours. We've got a smart Help to Buy 2-bed flat. Enough room for us and a baby. He does keep saying that, us and a baby, even though we've never discussed kids. I've laid out all my favourite foods. There's prawns with vol au vent, Mr. Kipling's French fancies, mini sausages with ketchup, lots of crisps, sausage rolls, cheese and pineapple on sticks on the shape of a big hedgehog, cucumber sandwiches, and lots of booze. Oh, there's water for the pregnant friends. I got these gorgeous gold dangly earrings that the girls got me as an engagement present, and I put them on. I want them to see how much I love them. I'm wearing a plunge green neck pantsuit, and I feel brilliant. And then he walks in a grey dressing gown. His handsome face is all scrunched up with his hangover. He's got short hair now, no more floppy bits, but he still manages to find the energy to style it with this paste he gets at £10 from the barbers and it smells like PVA glue. Morning, darling, fancy a coffee? He likes it strong with milk, not too much. And he likes 1.5 teaspoons of sugar, the raw cane, not the white stuff. And he likes it in this mug he got as a present from a work colleague. It's got a picture of his face smiling on it, but the handle is twisted right at the point where you need to grip at it. This'll help with the hangover. Simple. Just morning if he gets his coffee and I leave him alone. How long does it take to bring me a cup of fucking coffee? Oh, shit! Shit! Ah! He chucks a tea towel at me. He looks at me as though he hates me. Oh, I realise I've got coffee stains all over my knees. You're a mess, darling. It's all right. It's no big deal. I can just get changed. Maybe it's better that happened. You always say how that green thing does nothing for your bingo wings. I say arms, not bingo wings. And I thought you liked my arms. He walks past me and sits down by the table and eats a sausage roll, and then another one. Actually, that's meant to be for the hen. Oh, that's today. Is it nice of you to let me know? You know, I don't really feel like having your daft mates around the house. Can't you just cancel? I can't. Everything's set. I've got a headache, love. Don't you want to snuggle with me on the sofa? I haven't seen my friends for months. You know that. He laughs and walks past me into the kitchen, fills up the kettle, puts it on. What? Just tell me. You haven't seen them for months. No, I haven't. They don't like you. What? Sorry, what? Who doesn't see their mates for 6 months? Well, I mean, it's because they... But then Hayley did cancel last minute that time. And then Tamara says she wants to meet up, but gives me like an 1.5-hour window. And then Sue says she wants to meet, but never actually commits to a specific date. Oh God, maybe he's right. I thought they liked me. I'm sorry, babes, but it's obvious, isn't it? I mean, they aren't good friends. Certainly not to you. Cancel the party, and I bet they weren't going to show up. Anyway, you've got me, yeah? You've got me, you don't need them. I felt sad, but also relief. He put his arms around me and then everything was okay again. He was breaking the news gently, wasn't he? He's made himself tea in a fresh cup. I open up the bin to discard the sharp pieces from his ugly mug. They settle on top of the rotting vegetables. The odour hits me a bit like food, a bit like death. Here, take this. I hold out my hand and automatically grip. Ah! He's put a scalding tea bag into the palm of my hand. I throw it away and stare at him. I didn't think you'd actually take it. Oh my God, you are an idiot, aren't you? Before I know how to respond, he holds me in his arms and hugs me tight. My little moron. Chloe. Lovely girl, but too trusting, in my opinion. Cares too much about what people think, desperate to be liked. But lovely, lovely. I'm going to call her a girl, but I think she's a bit older than me. A prohibitive child protection plan. Yeah, she's nice. Yeah, I don't know. We talk a lot. Bit naive. Reminds me of me once. You can lose yourself in here. You know how, when people go on holiday, they pretend to be someone completely different to who they were back at home? Well, it's like that. People aren't who they say they are, only in here they really believe the fiction. Just like Chloe. She's always going on about how her perfect husband and kids are going to come on visiting day. And then you see her every other Saturday all dressed up, sat opposite 3 empty plastic chairs. She always makes some excuse about why they aren't coming, but they're never coming. I mean, rumour is she tried to kill them. Do you think that some people are just better off not being in relationships? Do you think that some people, perfectly happy, perfectly sane, but it's the relationship that makes them go funny in the head? The interplay of two people who love each other, but also the love comes from a desire to destroy somehow. I always felt that there was something deep inside me that he didn't understand, and it confused him, and it made him angry, and he wanted to tear it apart. And he tried enough times, he could never quite get there, never have total power. One of the women in here said that the area in your brain that's linked to violence is right next to the part that's linked to love. And sometimes people get their wires crossed. The love bleeds across and activates another impulse. They're not responsible for their actions, it's just that their wiring's faulty. Is there something that you're not telling me? Freddie's okay, isn't he? Okay, sorry. When Freddie was born, it was the most beautiful, most mind-blowing thing. I mean, I knew what was going to happen. Watch enough episodes of One Born every minute. But I didn't know that I was going to give birth. Well, yes, of course I knew. I just wasn't prepared. Emotionally, physically. No, not prepared. Life had got difficult. Joy. Pure joy. Postnatal elation. He didn't want to come to the birth. He said he thought it was disgusting. And I guess it kind of is if you're not the one going through it. I mean, he wouldn't even go down on me, so he definitely wasn't. Look, he really wanted a son, and so I thought, well, at least that's one thing I can give him. One thing I can do fucking right. I'm starting to feel things again. That's why I'm here. I stopped feeling numbness. Had to step out for a minute, take a ciggy break from the office of existence. Except I've been here 6 weeks. That's not a cigarette break, that's a sabbatical. I could leave here at any time. I just don't want to yet. It's better to stay, isn't it? I mean, you agree with me, don't you? No, I don't want to go back to the numbness. But what is wrong with just staying exactly where I am, just a bit forgetful? It's just overwhelming, existing, isn't it? I feel so spoiled saying that, but I'm beginning to realise that all of my decisions up until now haven't really been mine at all. They've been society's, or the algorithms, or something else acting on me, collecting my data and then flooding my synapses with what they think I should do. I'm a people pleaser. Child of divorce, think it's all my fault, desperately trying to get them back together by being nice and polite and well-behaved. All of my life has been about keeping other people happy, or adhering to some abstract idea of who they think I should be, fed to me by the world, by society, by books, by fucking Disney. Write that bit down. The Disney bit. I probably only got married because my friends said they wanted to. And it's no excuse, but my mum, she really wanted a grandkid, and he really wanted kids, and they would get together and have these elaborate conversations. Oh, she adored him, called him a beautiful man, he could do no wrong, huh? I mean, they'd get together and have these conversations in front of me about why I wouldn't hurry up and get pregnant. Like I could self-fertilise. Like some rare Amazonian lizard, or self-propagating flower. And it got under my skin and into my head, and so caved on that too, because I'm a people pleaser. Have you got that? Did it to please. because it's a really important part, trying to make everything okay when it isn't really. But when he came, he was so loved. I mean, I don't have to tell you if you felt it. You felt it. Oh, there she goes, little Miss Swagger. Tilly is an arrogant little... I don't care if she doesn't know any better. She's so entitled. I never spoke to people like that when I was her age. Maybe I did. It's hard to remember what it was like being a teenager. It's all a bit misty in my rear view. Oi! Yeah, Tilly, I want my eyelash curlers back, and make sure you wash them this time. I don't want your skanky Maybelline goop all over it again. Actually, do you know what? I'd rather not. Why? Go on, what's happened? And I'm telling you that he's safe. Look, how long have we been doing this? It feels like years. My card got declined at the co-op. I said, try it again, and again, my cheeks flushing with embarrassment. I had to leave my shopping at the till. When I get home to ask him what happened to the money, he said he had to just move it out of the joint account. I said, where to? And he wouldn't tell me, he just said, why wouldn't I trust him? I should just trust him. Once you've had it, the guinea worm, growing inside you for a year or so, one day it decides it's taken all it can from you and it plans its exit. It makes a little burning hole in your foot. It's not a quick, sharp exorcism. Oh no, no. You've let it into your life, you can't expect it not to do some damage. You'll be in pain as it wriggles about. It's got big now, this parasite, it fills you. It can take weeks or months to leave while you're sprawled out in agony. You're left in pain, reeling, thinking, did this all really happen to me? And with time, it's surprisingly easy just to pretend it wasn't really that bad, but the damage is done. And it's not a one-time only thing either. You might think that once it's happened, you could stop it from happening again, that you'd be better at spotting the signs, but no. Oh no, they can enter your body again and again over a lifetime. And now I lie awake at night thinking about worms growing in me and lava exploding through my body. Yeah, that's my mind. Ah, now it's yours too. The women, the girls in here, yeah, they're all right, they're nice people. They're not like your real friends though, are they? With your real friends, you know they're there for you. Even if you don't see them that often, you just pick up right where you left off. It can be years of silence and then bam, all that warmth and love is still there again, and then everything else that's happened in the meantime just washes away. Me and my mates, we used to talk about being in the old people's home together. You know how they played the old-timey music for the old fogies with dementia? Well, we'd be in there listening to the Backstreet Boys and the Spice Girls and everything we loved as kids, just jamming about on our wheelchairs and our Zim frames, having an amazing time. I just didn't see it. That my friends were gone. It's so incremental. Then there's the honeymoon period where everyone just gives you space because you're busy spending all your free time banging each other's brains out. And then things get back to normal. And then there's just the odd comment from him. Alice called you a boring cow while you're in the loo. Or Sade touched a bit too close to my bum while we were posing for that photo. And then you skip dinner because he picks a fight just as you're about to leave the house, and then it happens again. 20 minutes before you're about to go, he flies into a rage. And then you're onto him, but his tactics shift. The next time he's saying that Freddie's been sick and he's thrown up and it's green, so you stay in, and then you just stop getting invited out anymore. You call them up, they don't pick up, and they never call you back. And everyone's just given up on you. I mean, it wasn't true, but still I just hear his voice in my head saying they're not your real friends, they don't really like you. Sorry, what was my point? My point is that in here, you bond quickly with each other. You bare your souls, you're forced to, but you're all bonded over being a bit funny. Well, I suppose I must be. I'm here, aren't I? He's the reason that I'm here. He is. An important day before Fred. We're going to visit his younger brother for dinner. I'm driving, and he's picking at my driving the whole way, just nagging at everything I do. I'm relieved when we finally get to Margate, and we meet in an Italian restaurant, white tablecloths, and I suddenly relax because he always behaves well in front of other people. And then I order us all some wine, and I take a few sips, and I start to feel warm and comfortable. His brother's nice. He asks good questions. He's studying psychology, and he tells us how sometimes they do this experiment with the students. So he had to do this ice bucket thing, where all the students in one room put their hands in ice and look at photographs, and then in the other room, the students look at the same photographs but no ice. And then they all come back a week later, and the ones that had their hands in the ice remember the photographs better, because putting your hands in ice helps you link to your emotions and the memory. Scientists are dumb sometimes. I think it works the other way around. I think that your mind helps you forget what's happened by making you forget. It can work like that sometimes, can't it? Anyway, his brother was really nice. We never saw him again. And as soon as we get back to the hotel room, he starts, "Why did you have to do that?" What? What did I do? I mean, I'm okay with it, I forgive you, but you have to show everyone how superior you are all the time. I don't understand. I mean, not everyone understands. You can be a bit too much, you get very... What? What do I get? You made him feel small. It really wasn't your place. I mean, I know you get carried away. It was just really difficult for me to watch you like that. Like, self-absorbed, oblivious. This dinner was really important to me. I wish you'd tone it down a bit, not be so you. I felt terrible. I knew how important this dinner was to him, and in the first meeting with the only family member he wasn't estranged from, and yet I hadn't even noticed that my actions had hurt him. What did I do? Maybe I can make it up to you. You really didn't even notice? Wow. You're insisting on getting the wine menu and tasting the wine to make him feel uncultured. Why'd you have to taste the wine like that? He is our host, and you made him feel like shit for tasting the wine. You see? You didn't even notice. You just blunder on through life, hurting everyone and everything around you. Don't even care. It's like you're driving reckless, like a great lumbering giant, just bashing everything around you, only thinking about yourself. I felt shocked. It's hard to accept that about yourself, that you have no sensitivity to other people. But it made sense. I was always getting it wrong with him. My friends seemed pissed off with me and I didn't know why. I mean, I hadn't even noticed that I'd made his brother uncomfortable, let alone humiliated by what I did. I guess I would need to try harder, and so I did. All I did was try. I kept trying and then failing and then trying and then failing. He's got bored of me. Says I've got fat since Freddie. Annoyed that he's crying all the time. I mean, he's teething. He can't help it. Take him away. I can't stand him. I take Freddie in the pram and I go and visit my mum. Mum, oh, come in, love. What's wrong? I can't cope anymore. I can't cope, Mum. I don't know. Things aren't right, and I'm really worried about Freddie. I'm worried about Freddie all the time. Oh, things can't be that bad. It'll all look different soon. He's a decent man. Why don't you keep saying that? Can't you see that he's charming to you, but behind doors it's very different? He is not nice. I can't cope anymore. Mum, I don't think things are going to get better and I want to go back to work, but he says there's no point because they'd just be covering childcare. You feel guilty and confused. Yeah, I do, all the time. You're so tired you don't know what's real or what's not anymore. I'm so tired and I keep panicking. I'm worried about Freddie and he doesn't even try to help. Sounds exactly what I went through with your dad. Really? Oh yeah, every new mother goes through this phase. What can he do? How can he help you? Grow some breasts? No, I don't mean that, my God. He tells me I'm doing everything wrong. Well, you probably are. Don't worry, it's not just you, it's all perfectly normal. Do you think maybe we could just come and stay with you for a bit? Just until things calm down. We just need a break. You need to work through these things together. You've got to face your problems, not run away from them. Oh, right. I think he hates me. I think that my husband hates me and I'm trying all the time to remember what it wasn't like this. I remember when things were good between us and I keep trying to get that back. And it's exhausting and I just can't. I can't. And I'm worried what it's doing to Freddie, seeing me scared and anxious all the time, and him, he doesn't want to even be in the same room as him. And then last night he raised his hand like he was going to hit him. He said he never would actually do it, but I feel like I'm drowning. Walking, raining. Freddie in the pram. It's okay, baby. We'll go back home at 4 when Daddy goes out. Out where? Out with who? None of my business. Shouldn't be so nosy. Maybe I might lose some weight walking. Raining. Bus. Going fast. Could I? If I just stepped off at just the right moment, then nothing. Jess. Hi, Jess. I know that you guys don't like me that much anymore, but my phone never rang. What new number? You were worried. Jess, can I give you a call back?
Hi, sorry I can't get to the phone right now, but please leave a message after the beep.
Hi, me. Oh my God, what has he done? I mean, by the time I get home, I don't even know what to think. This new reality he's created for me is glitching, but I've got nothing to replace it with. I'm just stuck here in this tiny world, anchored to him by Freddie, and there's no way out. The next day, I asked him about the sim. I said, did he switch my number? And he says very calmly that we both got new sims a few months ago, a better plan or whatever. And I've just been so tired getting up in the night with Freddie that I've simply just forgotten. I text everyone my new number, and then Jess starts calling me once a week, and I just try to survive for now. A year ago, Jess is still calling me. He doesn't know about it, and she's encouraged me to go back to work. He fights me about it and fights me about it, but I won't give in. I need this. So 3 days a week I go back. I go in with a thick layer of foundation on to hide. I mean, I look ridiculous, like I'm auditioning for Love Island. I mean, no one who works in accounting needs to look like that. I'm scared all the time, but still hoping it will get better. I post happy pictures of me and Freddie online, my face tilted just so. He gives me £20 each week to spend, and every morning I get a cup of takeaway coffee. It's not much, but to me it tastes of independence. I mean, everything I earn goes to nursery to cover the days I'm at work. I understand that, but I do it for the love of it. I don't think many people love accounting. But I do. There are no grey areas. Either the sum makes sense, it adds up, or it doesn't. There are no arguments, no conflicts, no alternative versions of reality, just a neat, elegant sum. And I'm good at it. I get it right a lot more often than I get it wrong. And when I'm at work doing the accounts, I am free. One day, my boss says I've done a great job, such a great job, that I can take the afternoon off. I nearly start crying. Is everything okay? You know that my door's always open. We've all noticed you've been less than effervescent lately. Do you know what? I think an afternoon off is exactly what the doctor ordered. I'm shaking, and I grab my bag and my coat and I run to the door. I'm dizzy with adrenaline, my heart's pounding in my ears, and I run onto the street. He doesn't know where I am. He thinks I'm at work. He doesn't know where I am. And I click my heels along the pavement forward with no certain destination, and I'm walking faster now. I feel the pulse of the traffic on the road next to me, the firmness of the ground underneath me, the hot cold of the weather, the candy floss trees against blue sky, the grand old buildings all around me. It's all fuel to me, propelling me forward, click, clack, click, clack. And then I remember, with this rush, how much I love this city, and then it hits me with this sudden force. I'm alive. I'm still alive, and I can make choices that are my own. I call Jess. What shall I do? You leave. You leave now. I'll meet you at your flat. By the time I get home, I half expect him to be waiting for me, but there's no sign of him. I go to the nursery at the end of the street and I say I need to take Freddie out, some family emergency or something. I'm so scared as I walk out of there. I just keep thinking, what will he do if he sees me, if he catches me? And then I see Jess. Oh, she's all tanned and leggy, just like I remember her, and she runs over to me and Freddie and she hugs us tight. And then we go back into the house, we pack a bag for Freddie and a bag for me, and then Jess gets my passport from the bottom drawer of his desk and we're ready to go. Except I'm stuck. I want to move forward, but it just feels like worms are burning tunnels in my guts. You can do this. I've got you. I can't. He'll kill me. You can stay with me at my flat. And then Freddie starts crying these really big screams, and I think, well, even if he does kill me, maybe Jess can protect Freddie, maybe we can get Freddie out. So my legs move forward, and we leave the house, and then Jess is parked outside, and we're just fixing Freddie into the car seat when he's there, walking up the street towards us. And Freddie's crying, and I'm frozen. And then he goes to the back seat and picks Freddie up and takes my hand, and Jess is rambling about some trip to the cinema, and he simply walks past her, and then he leads me back into the house. And things got a lot worse after that. My name, well, it's there on your form, isn't it? Tracy. Sorry, I know I said that. Chloe. Leslie. Sorry, I'm not very good with names. Can you just give me a minute? Thank you. Mary? Yeah. Mary. Mary's not supposed to be here. She is not supposed to be here. One day, I got invited to a work do which he knew about. He fought me about it, manipulated me, told me I shouldn't go because they're bad people. We're accountants, we're not exciting enough to be bad. Another punch. Even though I was scared, I also knew that he was going to take his anger out of me no matter what I did. So I went. I was free for a whole evening. I could just forget about all of it. Mum was looking after Freddie until bedtime. So the few hours in between me getting home and her leaving were a worry. When he'd be on his own in the house with my boy. So when I thought about it, my stomach froze over, so I danced. And I drank Malibu and Coke. And I just felt normal for just a few hours. This bloke Johnny from IT, he danced with me. It was weird feeling someone else's hands against my body. Gentle hands shifting to fit the form of another person. He showed me pictures on his phone of his dog. He had this cute beagle named Lacey. I've always wanted a dog. They just love you, no matter what, you know, unconditional. And then he said he'd like to see me without my makeup on. That was weird. Tensed at that. And then I asked him about what it was like working in IT. And he said it was just a means to an end, and that his real passion was refurbishing old video game consoles, and he had a whole room in his flat dedicated to them. And then we had this debate about which was better, Nintendo or Sega. And I played Sonic the Hedgehog non-stop as a kid, and he played Super Mario, but we both played Mortal Kombat. So he challenged me to a game at yours on the Mega Drive. And then he asked if maybe I'd like to go and get prep with him at some point. I thought about blowing half my week's allowance on one lunch. And I said yes. Yeah, okay. He offered to wait with me for my taxi, but I made some excuse. I didn't want to see that I was getting the bus. As soon as I opened the front door, there he is, in a chair. He's dragged into the hallway, staring straight ahead, eyes rimmed red. I smell stale cigarettes and hear Freddie whimpering in the room next door. He puts the bottle down. Apologise, bitch. I know how this dance goes. I say sorry, and I suck his dick, and then I lie awake crying. And I know this dance so well, I don't even have to think about doing the steps. I can just leave my body to take over and then come back when the crying bit's done. But then something snaps. My body won't do the steps. An apology starts to form, but withers in my mouth. And I look at him. I really look at him. His eyes are glazed over, his paunch sticks out, and his features have sunk into his face like a landslide. He's just a bag of flesh pretending to be important. And suddenly I'm not scared of him anymore. I'm replacing the fear and the doubt and the self-loathing. It's this absolute razor-sharp clarity. I will not say sorry to this terrible man. Not tonight. Not ever. Not ever. Not ever again. Eventually I find him, lying still on the floor beside me. Me, looped over the bath, nose touching water. It's funny. It's like some sort of reverse baptism, like my soul's been ripped out of me. I can't feel. He's lying powerless beside me on the sodden bath mat, curled up like a fetus untroubled by his actions. It's funny. Without my feelings, it's like I lost what I had to lose. And suddenly I'm as powerful as he is. I push intrigued on the putty of his cheek. He's out cold. It didn't take long for the police to find me. Can you explain to us in detail why you carved the word "stay away" in capital letters on your husband's forehead? Dunno, I said. There's this little girl who plays around here sometimes. Sometimes she's playing in the grass or jumping in muddy puddles. Sometimes she sits in the corner of the room cross-legged doing her homework or something. She wears a knitted red cardigan, yellow tights, a blue top and a pink tutu. Her hair's always tangled. She seems content. She's got this sort of impish expression, like she's got some special sort of secret plan. She likes maths and hopscotch and vanilla ice cream. She likes memorising times tables and turning them into songs. She's got a bunch of friends at school, and even though she's a bit different, they all love her and she loves them. She's got 2 parents who love each other, and all she knows is love and trust. All the sums add up. Sometimes she likes to make mud pies in the garden. She can spend hours just feeling the dirt on her hands, patting and shaping it into different sculptures from her imagination. If she sees a worm, she likes to pull it in 2, just to see if there's any truth to the saying it will grow a new head and crawl away. 58 dead worms later, she's still testing that theory. Why do you keep asking about Freddie? Freddie's safe, he's safe. I made sure he was away from him. Oh, I think about him in here with me sometimes. He's always safe and warm. Sometimes he's a little newborn, powdery soft, bold, perfect. Sometimes he's a little toddler, and I see him at the corner of my eye in yoga or relaxation class or something, and he walks in chocolate smeared all over his face. Now he's sleeping. Sometimes he plays with the little girl outside. I felt this wave come over me after I just knew with absolute certainty that when he woke up, if he woke up, he wouldn't just come for me. He'd come for Freddie too. Even if we ran to the edge of the world, he could find us. And he could kill us. He could, after what I'd done to him, he wouldn't stand it. I went into Freddie's room and I wrapped him in this padded baby grow. He had this one that made him look like a little bear with little ears. We're gonna go away, baby boy. Far away, far away. There was soil under my nails when they found me. I'd plunge them into the ground. Digging? I was digging for a way out. I was making a tunnel. A wormhole into another world, and then the insects rose up and clambered over our hands so full of rich life, and we dug together. We're gonna find a way out, Freddie, you and me, now or never. And then it started to rain, and the mud slipped between my fingers, but we had to escape. Now or never, and then there it was. A wormhole in my back garden. How come I'd never seen it before? It'd always been there. All I had to do was dig deep, and then we'd be in our parallel life, the one where I go dancing and I'm not afraid, the one where I wear pantsuits and I fly around the world, the one where the sparkle never left my eyes, and me and Freddie can go to sleep at night knowing nothing will ever hurt us ever again. I'm not gonna let anything bad happen to you ever again, Freddie, I promise. Mummy is here now. Mummy is here. You know how people talk about heartbreak? Heartbreak. Well, I felt it as my heart cracked in two and nothing will ever put it back together again. That's how it is now, severed. I can't get back. I just want to get back to that night in the club when I was surrounded by my friends and I didn't need him. I was complete and I didn't know it. I had all the power. I had it, and then he made that ultimatum. And I could have said no then, but not now. Not after, but then I still had a choice. But no one really has a choice. Do they? I mean, there are no parallel lives, only this one. And we are programmed from the start to need and to crave, even if it means our own destruction. We spend our lives desiring the thing that will magically fill that yearning within us, and I thought that I was that for him, and I thought that he was that for me. I have to go now, don't I? Will Freddie be there? Please, I really miss him. Miss my baby.